secret of Mothra's rebirth explained in Godzilla x Kong the New Empire. So we see the return of Mothra once again, and of course helping Godzilla. In this video from DangerVille, we're gonna see the reasons behind Mothra's rebirth. Like, subscribe, and let's get on with this.
Godzilla is the king, and Mothra is the queen.
Yep, true.
In Godzilla Kong the New Empire, the Moth goddess protector of Earth makes her second appearance in the MonsterVerse
The beautiful
line of movies.
Mothra.
You might have seen us mention the rumor of Mothra's return in the months leading up to the New Empire, but it wasn't until the
She
film's
definitely
second
was
trailer
back.
that we got to see
And without
teasers for
Mothra,
Mothra's return that a lot
Kong
of
and
people seem
Godzilla
to
would have been
missed.
gone.
Leading up to the movie, there was no real sign of the Queen of the Monsters for the general audience to see. Us diehards might have known about it, but normal people probably not. It was a pretty well-kept secret from the fans. Except, you know, having the monsters return spoiled on toy boxes that came out 3 months before the movie. But now the movie is here, and it's been about 2 weeks since it came to theaters.
Guys,
So
let
how
me
do
know
we
if you've
feel about
seen it
Mothra's
actually or
return,
not.
everyone? Let me know down in the comments.
And what you
well,
thought
we're
of
gonna
it.
get to that, but let's first take a look at what Adam Wingard, the movie's director and the current leader of the MonsterVerse, had to say about the challenge of
This
getting
should be
Mothra to the
interesting.
big screen yet again. He said in an interview, there was briefly another character called Phosphora that we had in place of Mothra, but Mothra was always what the character was written around.
I did
And
not
there's
know
this
that.
false narrative online that this other character tested badly, and then we were like, let's get Mothra. The plan was always Mothra, but we weren't sure if we were
I'm
going to be able
glad
to
they
get
chose Mothra.
And once we tested the movie, we had the previous version of that, and by then, things had cleared up and we were able to do Mothra. Now, Phosphora from
that
the
was
images that
such
have
a
been
sick
circling all around
animation
the internet for
just
months
there.
now really was this odd-looking
The pink
beast, even for the
Godzilla.
MonsterVerse. Looking like some odd alien from Halo, or like a live-action take on one of those legendary Pokemon. Which is okay,
Pokemon was
but
sick.
for such a limited role like what Mothra had in the New Empire, it would have been hard to really give a crap
thing
about
is
this
actually
Titan and what
pretty
it did to help
insane.
our heroes if we didn't know who the heck it was and it just randomly showed up on screen. But change an unknown monster to an iconic kaiju that's been around for nearly as long as Godzilla, and suddenly you get a nice little cameo and salute to the fans of the classic Toho movies. Now, in another interview, Adam went on to give some reasoning behind Mothra returning in the movie. He says, there's a moment in the film where you've got Godzilla, Kong, and Mothra in front of the Sphinx. And sometimes when I just look at it in post, I'd be like, I can't believe we filled the frame with these three characters. There's some shots
You know
that are
what?
like
I am more than
dream
happy
shots
with
for
those
a
three
fan of
characters,
especially showa
Godzilla,
films where you
Kong,
can't believe
Mothra.
that in
Come
one
on.
frame you have all of this going on here. The MonsterVerse really is going in some wild and fun directions. The main villain of this film is a really kind
The
of
MonsterVerse is just
character.
getting
Like, an
better,
alternate
guys.
title for the film
This
could
is
be
so
Kong Goes to
insane.
Hell. I'm gonna chime in and say that's a great comic book idea, by the way.
Shame we're never
Adam
gonna see
continues
Scar King
with,
again,
so
though.
if Kong's going to hell and he's finding these apes toiling away down there under the devil, who's the Scar King, then Mothra is really this very angelic spirit.
R.I.P.
And that's the
Scar
way
King. I wish
approached
we
her
had
as
seen
a
him
character,
again.
Very ethereal. She's a pure vessel within the MonsterVerse, and she's like the great negotiator of the monsters. Everybody respects Mothra. She's like the one
True.
monster that all the
She's
monsters
like the mom.
I think will let do her thing. And it's the only monster I think that Godzilla truly respects.
Oh, that is
He
insane.
respects her opinion. So Mothra says, listen, we need your help. Godzilla's gonna listen. Adam
Godzilla
went
is
on to
always
say,
gonna
"Anything I
listen to
say right now
Mothra.
wouldn't
He's scared deep
necessarily
down of
be
Mothra.
canon,
I'm
so I
telling
don't
you.
want to necessarily tell people what she is. I have my own thoughts of what this version of Mothra is, but I think it'll be exciting to kind of let that unfold because I'm sure we'll explore it more in the future. Now, after her death in Godzilla King of the Monsters, no one was certain if Mothra would return to the MonsterVerse.
Yep.
Although if there was ever going to be a returning Toho monster, Mothra made the most sense by far. The synopsis for the New Empire literally said it's a world-ending threat, and Mothra's whole purpose in this universe is to protect the Earth, so it just kinda
She's
made
the
sense.
mummy. She's
Even
the
when you
mom
go
of the
deeper
world.
into Mothra's lore, you would see that upon death, she's always reborn. It happens time and time again, and is her mightiest ability. Even Godzilla can't say that. Mostly. Plus, we have the unofficial, but also
mostly.
official.
I would say
The
always
MonsterVerse
Godzilla
really
can
needs
say
to get
that.
better at solidifying lore. This Easter egg news article that came during the credits for King of the Monsters that stated another Mothra egg had been found by Monarch after the battle with Ganariam and Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Being reborn, in a sense, was a big part of the story for the New Empire for all of its characters. Kong became King Kong. Gia became one of the Mothra ladies. Eileen Andrews got a
Mothra.
new haircut that looks like it's from the 90s.
It is
And
true, her
Godzilla
haircut was
became
ridiculous.
pink. Jokes aside, Mothra's return is both meaningful
I
to
love
fans
the way
for their
Godzilla and
happiness
Kong
of
were
seeing
running
a
and
returning
Kong jumps on
favorite,
him.
and it's also meaningful in terms of having a little spiritual thing going on. But let's not get too into that stuff. This is, after all, a big dumb monster movie. Well, that's what some of these critics who are apparently much smarter than us say, at least.
Dumb movie.
I'll be real with
Come
you guys.
on.
I know this video is not going to get half the views that one on Godzilla or Shimo would get.
True.
Poor Mothra has always had this bias against her on this platform because she's not as clickbait inducing to
Mothra
the
is so
fans as you
needed,
would
but
want.
yet everyone
However, I'm at
neglects
the
her.
point where I just don't give a damn. Seeing her return in GXK, regardless of how stupidly simple that film's reasoning was for it, made me happy. It was great watching the movie with some friends and my dad.
Come on,
and when
of
it was all
course.
said and
The
done,
return
one of
of
the highlights
Mothra?
that we all talked about post-watching the movie was the Queen herself, and how badass it was for her to be in the movie with the other guys, like what Adam was talking about. We didn't
Whoa,
need Mothra,
Kong
but her
there.
appearance was just more of a cherry on top, as they say. And it may have opened the door for Toho to be less difficult when it comes to using their classic monsters in these new MonsterVerse movies. So that's how Mothra returned.
Wow,
in Godzilla
DangerVille
Kong,
with
New Empire.
your
Everyone, if you like this
insane
video,
animations
you know
here.
what to do. Share it around, like
This is
it, comment on
insane.
it, get the algorithm all fired up. And I really do
Thumbs
appreciate
up
your
from
time
the
watching this video.
Godzilla,
As always,
the
everyone,
big
this is
G.
Jake.
So there you go, we get a slight insight of why Mothra returned. Obviously, if you've seen the movie, you would realize how pivotal Mothra's role actually was. Whether Godzilla was gonna lose or not, that's very debatable, to be very honest. I mean, he was so juiced up on all the nukes and radiation, there was no way he was gonna go out. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you soon.